Marvin, as you were coming up as a, African American executive, I'm sure many times you were the only black person in the room. What's that like? And what can leaders learn from that?
So, I'm in Memphis, Tennessee, and I get promoted to the corporate office in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I never worked in a corporate office before. And back then, it was a, shirt and tie, suit and tie corporate environment. And so I go up and, and I'm kind of trying to transition into this new environment. And to your question, during the 90s, during that time, there was virtually no diversity at the corporate office. There's no one that looks like me. There are very few people who had spent a lot of their career in the field, and there's nobody from the South. So I'm literally looking around, and I believe and feel like I am the only person in that entire corporate environment that looks, that thinks, or has a background like me. And I remember about 4 months into this, I go home, my wife is pregnant, we're up there by ourselves, and she's asking me, how's it going at work? You appear a little stressed. And I said, well, Sharon, the job isn't that difficult from the technical perspective. I said, I know what I'm doing. I said, I just don't feel like I fit in. I said, I don't feel like culturally this is a place where I can be successful. And she looked at me and she said, well, let me give you some advice. Why don't you just try being yourself? Just relax and just be yourself and see how that works out. And David, I remember something that my dad had said to my siblings and I, it seems like 100 times. And he would say, we may not have the nicest car. We may not live in the nicest house. You may not wear the nicest clothes every day, but always remember, no one can beat you being you. No one can beat you being you. So whenever you feel as though that you're not achieving the thing that you believe you deserve, just focus on being the best you that you can be. And I just give my dad credit for so many brilliant, points of wisdom that he gave myself and my siblings. And my wife reminded me of that teaching. So I decided, you know what? Let me be me. And so, I had changed the way I dress, because most of the white guys were wearing khaki pants and penny loafers, and I had converted to fit. I wanted to fit in. But what I realized is that by fitting in, I was actually working two jobs. I was working the job I was being paid to do, and then I was working a job being someone that I wasn't.
Wow.
And so I was doing double duty while everyone else was doing single duty. And I decided, you know what? I'm going to dress professional. I'm going to dress the way I'm comfortable. So yeah, I'd wear a shirt and a tie, but I would wear it in the style that I felt best fit my personality, my ethnicity, and my style. And I knew the feel, and so I decided to go up there. And when I sat in a meeting, if there was something that I felt didn't support the field, I would raise that point, but I'd raise it with facts, and I would raise it in a very constructive way. And then I felt like, you know what, I'm the only Black person up here. Let me provide some diversity perspective to ensure we're making the right decisions for this consumer group. And so I would share thoughts, anecdotes, ideas about the Black community and ways we could be more effective. And before I knew it, people were gravitating toward me. They wanted to know what I thought. They were inviting me to be a part of project groups and focus groups because I no longer showed up as a commodity. When you are like everyone else, you are a commodity. You're commoditizing yourself. But when I decided to stand out, people were attracted to that because they were interested in what I had to say, because it was unique, it was refreshing, and it was scarce. And I learned from that, as a Black man in corporate America, as a Black executive operating in a world that I don't have a lot of people that look like me, the best thing I can do is be the best possible, most authentic me that I can be in a way that is, again, authentic, in a way that is, in a way that's progressive, but in a way that is educational, that helps make the organization better by bringing my unique learnings, my unique life, and my unique perspective, to the conversation, so it can hopefully allow us to make better decisions. That was a great lesson that I learned, and I've never forgotten that lesson.